projects and work groups focusing on data collection, registration, and reporting, and just as many projects to serve customers and issue most recently, programming and implementing a virtual chat box to automate frequently asked questions. Jeff has been an early adopter of health informatic and electronic data exchanges. He was heavily involved with the initial work on interoperability and was instrumental in planning and arranging system demonstrations at NAPHSIS annual meetings. Associated with task order projects through NCHF, Jeff participated in and helped launch the Implementers Community, which is now the NPSS NCHS Community of Practice. Jeff is a leader who most recently launched HL7 Fire interoperability into production and routine operation between the Michigan PDRS and Medical Examiner Coroner Case Management System. Jeff is an excellent communicator who has presented countless times to NAPHSIS membership and NCHS leadership. In addition to the many committee work groups and projects he's participated in, Jeff has also served on the NAPHSIS NAPHSIS members on its board of directors. Jeff was appointed to the board to fill a vacancy in April 2015, where he served for 3 years as member at large and was elected as treasurer for 2018-2020. He is extremely busy, but never so busy that he won't take a call or answer an email from another jurisdiction. Jeff has the experience, knowledge, skills, education perfect and necessary to advance the field of vital records and health statistics. That, combined with his personal nature, willingness to help, sense of humor, and commitment are truly a treasure in helping us and position ourselves for the national system we need to be. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2022 Halbert L. Dunn Award recipient from the state of Michigan, Jeff Duncan.
Thanks, Jeremy. Thanks, Dunn. So they gave me forewarning because they said they wanted me to say a few words. So I have a few words to share with you. And I wanted to just give you a perspective of my career and where I hope we're headed as an organization. So I started in 1997 in Utah. Like a lot of people, I just needed a job, and Utah Vital Records, they hired me as a statistician. I knew a little bit about rates and ratios, but I didn't know what a nosologist was. And it was 1997, and they didn't invent Google until 1998. So I was stuck. I could have used a dictionary, but who had time for that in 1997? So, but the point is, it was the .com era. All of the big names, mid to late 90s, eBay and Amazon, these simple protocols that developed the internet were enhanced with encryption, and they made a platform for commerce, and everyone jumped on board. And they also made a platform for government. And so by the time I started, there was a lot of talk already about bringing vitals into the world of the web. And so I remember going to a meeting in New York City around, I believe, 2002, and all the talk was similar today. It was web vital record systems. What do we do? How do we get there? And a lot of nervousness, a lot of excitement, similar to what we see today. And we did it. I mean, within 10 years, I think by 2006, we had a dozen states on EDRS. Utah was one of them. And, by last year, I believe we all had electronic birth and death systems. So we did it. We met that challenge, and we learned a lot along the way. We learned that those systems, you don't just install them and let them run. They're like a car, right? They need maintenance. They need a checkup every now and then. You have to keep putting resources into them, and eventually no matter how much you baby them, they get too old. They need to be replaced. And so a lot of us, like in Michigan now, we're going to second generation systems. And it's expensive. And there's no doubt that we've gained from this technology, right? I mean, no one wants to go back to paper. We're a lot faster, we're a lot more agile, and a lot more accurate than we ever were. But we lost something along the way. We lost our flexibility, our ability to change. When you consider in this industry, they used to change the standard certificate every 10 years on the nines, like 69, 79, 89. 99 didn't happen until 2003, and that took like 16 years for everyone to get on. And we're not even talking about doing that again. So how do we get that agility back, the ability to respond to changing circumstances, to changing knowledge? I think FIRE is the answer. FIRE is a simple protocol, very similar to that which gave us the .com boom. And HL7 added on this flexible data model that can be used to describe almost any scenario in healthcare. And the promise of FIRE is what they call the Internet of Health, this interconnected ecosystem that includes hospitals and laboratories and vital records and public health systems, all connected by FIRE. And when we can get data out of an electronic health record using FIRE, we're no longer constrained by a form that we have to change every 10 years. We're free to be flexible and to adapt to changing standards. On death certificates, once we have access to longitudinal data, we can rethink the way that we categorize and look at causes of death. So there's a lot of possibility there. In 2001, 2002, I think it was, when we started on this net journey, we had NAPHSIS and NCHS, and today we're even better. NCHS, the community of practice, as was mentioned earlier, that's really a game changer for us. So we've learned a lot about change, and I think that has resulted in that community of practice, and that's going to get us to that next level. NAPHSIS is amazing. I mean, in 1997, they could hold a staff meeting in a phone booth, I think. Today, they need an extra large conference room. We saw yesterday, or even better, they meet by, Teams or Zoom or whatever. But the level of support we get from NAPHSIS is reflected in that every day, and we see those additional staff members helping us in countless ways. So, we're a lot better positioned to take this next step because of the leadership of NCHS and NAPHSIS. So it's an exciting time to be involved in this industry. And maybe 20 years from now, one of you, we saw yesterday there's 45%, I think, that are here for the first time. Maybe you will say, I didn't know what FIRE was, but I was able to Google it, and I didn't know I had an H in it, but now I know. So thank you for the award. I appreciate it. I appreciate my former colleagues from Utah and my current colleagues from Michigan who make it a joy to come to work every day, as do all of you. So thank you.